Okay, so here is homework number 15, problem 2. We have this truss. It's supporting this force at E in the x direction and the y direction of 900 and 700 pounds. And the dimensions are 10 feet and 10 feet. And this is 35 degrees. And we can presume that we can get all the other dimensions based on this. So we want to determine the forces in each member using the method of joints, and identify any members that are in tension, compression, or a zero force member. So I've written out the problem ahead of time here, and I think I'll start off, as I often will do, with finding the reactions. Right here, right? So we have R, A, Y. And just from observation here, because we have the load up here, when we put the values in, that's going to be 900 pounds. Yes, and then we have this is going to be 700 pounds. So this is obviously going to be in the opposite direction. We could actually even just like find out what it is, but I'll write it down. We could actually just identify the thing. And then this should be a roller joint. I don't think I drew it correctly. Let me double check it here. Yep, roller joint. Should have made a roller joint. So, shame on me. So it only comes up here. So we have an RC. We could call it RCY if we wanted to, make us feel any better. We need a dimension right here. This dimension right here is going to be 20 feet from there to there. This one right here, let's write it over to the side. I'll call this YAE. YAE should be equal to rise over run, right? So we would take our 20 times our tangent of 35 and find 35 tangent. Is 35 tangent really that? That's, yeah, okay, times 20 is 14. Is that right? Wow, 14. I didn't realize that. That's a pretty even amount. Okay. Anyway, boom. I don't think it's exact, yeah. So we take some of the moments. We take the sum of the moments about A right here. And what we're going to find is we have negative 900 times our 14. And then we're going to have a positive RC times our 20. So RC, we're going to find here, let's see, we can go to RC, is going to be 900 times 20 divided. So we have 630.2 pounds. And boom, we get the sum of the forces in the y direction equals 0. Up is positive. So we have a negative 700 coming down. And we have a positive RAY. And then we have a positive 630.2. Interesting. So that we are now going to find ourselves that RAY isn't a lot. It's 69.81 pounds. Now, I think a good place to start with some of these is to go to like C right here, right? So let's go to C, FBD at C. It's just a nice isolated spot right there. So we have a force coming upwards right here, a force coming down this way. This must be coming down. That would be the F CD. And this is what we just found out to be 630.2. Or maybe I'll write it out as RC and 630.2 pounds. All right, so, but this has to go down in order to, it looks like it's curving. This has to go down in order for this to cause equilibrium here. So that means that that has to come over to the side. So this right here is going to be FBC. Right in there, okay? So sum of the forces in the y direction equals 0. So we go a negative FCD times the sine of 35 plus 630.2 equals 0. So FCD is going to be 630.2 and 35 sine divided. So we get 1,099 pounds. And that's going to be in compression, right? Because it's pointing at that thing. So it's compressing the pin, so the pin must be compressing it. Think of it that way. And the sum of the forces in the x direction equals 0. So we have a negative FBC plus the 1,099 that we just got times the, this is 35 degrees, the cosine of 35 equals 0. So FBC is kaboom 900.0 pounds, and it's in tension because it's pulling on the pin. Now we can come over and check out a couple of deals. It's kind of interesting what's about to take place here. All right, so, well, we go to D, B, maybe not. Let's go up to D. Let's check out and see what happens at D. FBD at D. We just found that this was going to be in FCD was in compression. But look at this. It's in line with that other one. So that thing must be pushing back. So this FBD is a zero force member. And by observation, FDE has to equal by observation. 1,099. And FBD is a zero force member. Okay, continuing on. If that's the case, we're on page 4. If that's the case, we move over to here now. And we do an FBD at B. This is sort of crazy, maybe a little unexpected. Here, 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 and there. Right? So we got what BC was going to be, right? Where did we get BC to be? We got BC to be in tension. But we just found out that this FBD was a zero force member. If that's the case, this one right here, it too, let's write them the right way. Yeah, BE. He too is a zero force member. Well, I'm not going to write them onto the thing like that. I don't think it looks good. Look at the FBE. Maybe, I don't know. I'll write it that way. Okay, I'll write it that way. And this is zero force member. Maybe I'll just leave it. I'll write it to the side. FBE is equal to zero force member. And therefore, F, and what is he going to be? FAB is going to be equal to the same thing right there, right? It's going to be equal to FBC, which is going to be equal to 900 in tension. But let's look at something else. Let's check him out. What about him? Oh, check him out here. Let's go FBD at A. Well, we got reaction RAX. We have reaction RAY. Here's our FAE. And here's our FAB. Well, we just found that one. I'm sorry, I had the thing out here. We just found this one, right? So confirms FAB equals RAX, which we had up above, right? We found that out somewhere. We never actually found it out. What we could do from observation, right? We saw that it was 900 right here, nothing else in the X. It had to be equal to 900. Right? And it too was in tension, right? Well, we already knew that. I don't like to say the reactions are in tensions, or tension or compression. That's a little different. Okay, and then we could also note this right here, that FAE must be equal to 69.81 compression, right? They have to be equal and opposite there from observation. My hand's getting. I'm ready to go to bed because my hand. Stop for the night at least. And then lastly, maybe we'd want to confirm the FBD at E. Right. So that was the one that's like this here, down and applied. Right, where we have FEY of 700 pounds, and we had an FEX of 900 pounds. And what was ED? What did we decide ED had to be? Where'd you go, ED? Did we ever decide? Yeah, we did right down there. Or DE. Should have made them DE. Yeah, the alphabetical order. 1,000 in compression. And this guy was FAE. Right. So we just want to confirm and make sure that we have everything correct right in here. We also had this guy right here, which was FBE, which was a zero force member, right? Well, if that's the case, then everything else needs to balance out, right? So in the we could try in the Y direction. Let's pretend we don't know this, and we'll say that we know FDE, which we got is 1,099. Did I write newtons in there? I bet I did somewhere. I bet I accidentally wrote newtons somewhere. Tired. So sum of the forces in the y direction, and that right there is 35 degrees, by the way, we happen to know. So we'll say FAE and a minus 700 and then a plus 1099 sine of 35. Anybody else? No, because he's a zero force member. And so this thing better be like the, yeah, so 1099, 35 sine times, yeah, and then take 700, and sure enough, FAE is 69.64 pounds. So that confirms. We have some stuff, well, it should have been the same, right? It should have been this right here, but round off error. So let's write that. Round off error. All right. So often comes for something that starts with a 1. All right. We might want to have 5 sig figs when something starts with a 1 to here. So here's our answers. In alphabetical order. And this is, that takes a long time. FAB. FAB, where'd you go? You are 900 pounds and you're in tension. How about FBC or FAE? FAE. We just found you. I'm going to use the first one where I came up with it. I think it was, this is 69.81 pounds compression. All right, so let me go to BC. FBC. It's going to be the same thing as FAB, right? We already said that? Yes, 900. And it is tension. Okay. And then FBD, zero force member, right? FBE, zero force member. FCD, 1099 compression. FDE is also 1099 pounds. Did I get everybody? Let's see how many members are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And those are our answers. Not as exciting as you'd like, right? But you know, if I make them too more complicated, then we're just going to take that long. We're going to take it that much longer to do the problem. So we have mission accomplished. Problem 2.